Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World, the YouTube channel all about the world of blockchain games. I'm John Jordan, and today I'm going to delve back into NBA Top Shot. So this is the collectible project from Dapper Labs about the NBA basketball kind of sport. It's not a game at the moment. There is a game coming out in early 2021. Which is kind of how I ended up getting involved in it. So I'm not really into collectibles and certainly not into basketball, but I kind of started messing around, and it is interesting. All these NFT based kind of projects are interesting in the sense that how people kind of create value around them. So I do find it interesting from a kind of economic point of view. I am quite interested in economics, as I guess most of us in the blockchain space tend to be. So what kind of made me think about this was this tweet from Napoleon about NBA Top Shot. So he says he's able to see what he's been up to. So he's been 5 months in Top Shot, which is about I mean, he did start early yet, so he's been around for a while. I've probably been around for about 5 months as well, I think. But he has spent $50,600 in buying packs and cards. He sold $13,200, and he reckons his remaining moments are worth $85,200 at floor price. So he says almost doubled my money. So obviously this is it looks like this is a community. This is not just one person. These are people kind of pooling their money together, and as well as being interested in basketball, I'm guessing that clearly they're in this to a large degree for the money. So obviously I'm not operating quite at that level, but I thought it was about time I had a look back to see what more normal people what might have been happening to their NFTs. So I've done a few videos previously about the price of NFTs in NBA Top Shot. So I'm going to kind of revisit that. So let's move screens and head into Excel. So this is back in my slightly messy, not very organised, manually driven spreadsheet. So as all these kind of things, this isn't the I'm not scraping data off the blockchain or anything. Actually, NBA runs on the Flow blockchain, so probably a bit harder to get anyway. But this is just me manually putting in some numbers every so often. So massive issues with the kind of exactly when I'm sampling data, but anyway, I think it shows broad trends. So there's a few sets I've got. So in NBA Top Shot, you basically can buy packs, and they're random. They're like loot boxes. They're random drops, or you can go and buy the cards directly. They're not really cards. They're actually video moments of people doing things in basketball. And they're organised by the players. So there's different players doing different things. So some players have multiple, they call them moments. Some players only have one, I think. But anyway, over time, obviously, there's going to be more and more and more. So there was a set called the Early Adopter set. And this is what I'm looking at here. I'll just basically go in and look at the price of the Early Adopter set. So you can see the first time I did it was the 5th of October. So we've got, 2.5 months, a bit more. Obviously 2.5 months, yeah. And what I've done here is I've looked at the price of the cheapest one for sale. So if I was going to buy this card, if I was going to buy Colin Sexton in the Early Adopter set, how much would it cost me? And the thing to point out here is when you buy the pack, the Early Adopter packs cost $9, and you got one of these cards, guaranteed one of these cards, and a couple of what they call base cards, so common cards, which basically are useless, really. So what's interesting to see is the price price of these over time. And you could think of these as an anchor price of $9 because that's what the pack costs. And we can see over time. I mean, this. Let's look at the graph really here. So we can see I did a lot of sampling in the early days, and now I've not done anything for ages. We can see here, so like some of the cards have been worth like $12. I mean, this one here at some point, Julius Randle was worth $14. Some cards have been cheaper. I don't know enough about basketball to know why that's the case, or it may be the frequency of these card drops. Should point out these packs are no longer available, so these packs have sold out. So you can only get these cards through the marketplace, which is buying from other players. But anyway, we can see I've just put in the dots and broad trend lines. We can see the broad trend lines are all pretty much down. Some of them quite significantly, some not so much. And we can see that the average price now for a card is $6. or actually probably let's have a look. Some fraction of $6. What we got? $6.40 is the price of a card, and up here we have the price. If you're gonna go now and buy this complete set, how much would it cost you? So back when I started out, it would cost you $85, and now you can buy this complete set for $64. Now, one of the issues with this kind of collecting mechanic is you don't get any for this set at least. You don't get any advantage by owning a complete set. Also, at the moment, you can't sell complete sets, so that'll be interesting. When you can sell complete sets, how's that going to change the pricing? Obviously, it's going to lower the pricing, I imagine. But we'll see when the game comes in. Maybe owning complete sets is going to be quite a useful thing in the game. I don't know. I would think that would be the case. That was kind of the sort of thing I would do. But anyway, I mean, people just collect things anyway, so people like to have complete sets. So maybe that's enough. But we can see the kind of the price. It's the average price has actually gone up. So at one point it was over $100 on the 19th of October. If you wanted to buy this complete set, it would cost you $101. Now you can get it for $64. You could have got it even cheaper on the 21st of November. So obviously this goes up and down depending on people coming in and buying cards. And these cards, if you have a card you want to sell, you basically just go to the marketplace and you set a sell price. You can see all the other sell prices. So if you want to sell it quickly, you obviously set it for. If I had a Colin Sexton card I wanted to sell really quickly, I'd set it for $5. So that would be the driving the price down. If I thought Colin Sexton cards were going to go back up to $9, I'd obviously set my price for $9, but I have to wait until someone bought it. So that's what's going on in the early adopter set. So see something. We can have a look at the next set I've got. Where are we? So this set is called Cali versus New York NYC. So this is a bunch of basketball players from California and New York. So it's basically like it's just like kind of constructed set, really. I mean, the early adopter set was also constructed, I suppose, but it's kind of an abstract set they put together. And we can see here what's going on. So a similar thing we can see here at the start, 7th of October. If you wanted to buy this complete set, it would cost you $47, but actually now in this one it's actually gone up to $60. So we see a different price mechanic here. If we have a look here, similar sort of thing. So this is the price of all the cards. We can see particularly, I'm not even going to. I'll try and pronounce it. No, I'm not. Kawhi Leonard is the most expensive card, and actually now that card cost $13. Again, these packs cost, when these were available as packs, they're not available as packs now. You can only buy the individual cards, but when these were available as packs, they were $9. So we can see here for some reason there's a premium on this card, and actually if you bought this card on the 7th of October, you could pretty much double your money now, because now they're selling for $13. So interesting. The average though. Pull this down. So the average now is $6. So the average card is still less than the $9, which is to some degree the kind of anchor price. But we can see most of these cards have gone up in value. And the complete set, let's have a look. Let's put it up here. So you could have bought the complete set for $47. Whereas now if you're going to buy it, it's $60. So there's definitely something going on about this set. I guess maybe we have to think about psychology. So an early adopter set, people might be going, well, what does that mean, early adopter? I don't really get that. Whereas this is like more of an evergreen sort of thing, and people in California, New York maybe want to collect them. It just seems a bit more also accessible, I think, in my head. So this is kind of interesting that it shows that different sets are going in different directions. I'm looking at sets in this thing. I'm not looking at individual cards. Maybe that's some other kind of research area. Obviously, we've seen LeBron James is the only one anyone knows in basketball, and all of his cards are very expensive. All of his cards are more expensive than other cards because he's the most famous player. So I'm probably what you would do if you actually just simply wanted to make money in this game would have been get in early and buy as many LeBron cards as you could, because they're going to go up in value. I mean, but I'm not spending $50,000. So I think it's interesting to think about the collectible nature as well. So let's have a look at another one. So this is the Eastern Conference set. So these were some sets that were based around what happened in the basketball season. So there's the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, and they play each other off, and whoever is the winner of the Eastern Conference plays the winner of the Western Conference, and that's the NBA Finals. So this was these were players who were playing in the specific sets of games, and that's how the set was constructed. Now this one was interesting for a different reason. So we can see here that the price, if you wanted to buy it all in 7th of October, was $193, and now it's $143. This pack was $29 when it was available. Again, no longer available. But what was interesting in this one is if you own this complete set on a certain date, you got this this Tyler Hero reward card. So if you had this set at a certain date, you got given this reward card that you could then sell. So we can see this reward card, the price has actually stayed fairly similar. So it started off at $119 and now $109. So this card, which you got given for free, has stayed pretty back. It's become has kept its price. That's what I'm desperately trying to say. So what's interesting though is if you look at the price here across the top. So obviously what happens is the price of this pack peaks before this card is dropped to people, and then once the card is dropped to people and people have got this card, which is the point of kind of collecting this, one of the points, the main point of collecting this set is the price of all the other cards massively drops off because people are just like, I've got the card I want, this is going to maybe be valuable in the future. There's not many of these. There's a small number of these because this is only given to people who hold the complete set, and then people start selling out the cards that they don't want anymore if they don't want that set. So we have to look here, and we can see I've kind of looked at the kind of peak loss. So if you bought the cards at I haven't put all the numbers in here, but the kind of day that the day around the period of time in which the card was airdropped, a set would have cost you $319. So around this time here, around kind of mid-October. So the peak loss is if you came in at the last minute, bought the set to get this free card, and then sold off now selling off your set, i.e. didn't do it straight away. How much money would you have lost on this deal? So obviously some people will have made money because they would have bought it here, they would have got this free card, and then they could have sold the whole thing. Obviously because they would have got this card that's worth $109 even now, and they would have had the set that's worth still now $143. So that's an interesting mechanic in terms of how people deal with this sort of thing. Equally, if you get the timing wrong, then you could be losing money. The final set I'm going to look at here, which is so this is the Got Game set. This was actually there were three of these, and there were three waves of drops. Basically, I only got in. I actually bought this set. Only the first drop though. These were $9 as well. Obviously, the packs were $9. No longer available. Can only get the cards. This was interesting. There's only 5 cards in the set. And again, we have a similar thing here. So if you owned the set at a certain period of time, you got given this special card that then you could then sell on. So the price of this card has gone up and down a little bit, but you can see what's happened to the price of these cards. The average price at one point was kind of 6. Let's have a look at the actual. It was actually at one point 5. The average price was actually $5.80, and now it's $2.80. But I actually got this card and actually managed to sell it for $64. So that's pretty good because now it's only $24. So I obviously managed in my incompetence to somehow time this right. So I actually looks like potentially have made $50 if I went out and could sell these cards. Obviously, if I wanted to sell these cards now, I'd have to probably lower the price, so I'd lose $1 on each. So so that's interesting. And then I have a final thing where to prove what cheapskate I am. So this is like, I do think this is interesting if you are, I'm not doing this NFT stuff to make money, but I don't want to lose loads of money either because I can't afford to. So it's worth keeping a track of this sort of stuff, and obviously in that first tweet that's what we saw. These people have probably built some sort of clever automated tool that tells them what's going on. This is my non-clever, non-automated tool of what's going on. So what's going on here? So here I've got these are the 3 sets that I own. The complete set. So I've got an early adopter set, I've got the Cali versus New York City set, and I've got the Got Game 1 set. So this is the price that I spent buying those cards. So I spent $138 buying these sets. The value of these cards now, if I could sell them at the lowest price, obviously I'm not guaranteed that I could sell them at that price because there's already a card at that price. So potentially, if I was being realistic, I might take $1 off that for each of the cards. But at the moment I've kind of broken even. So my delta is on some of the sets I've lost money, on some of the sets I've made money, and it comes out as even. So over here I've got my set value. I've actually got one unopened pack, which I'm putting at $9, which is probably not correct. At the moment you can buy packs and not open them, but you can't sell packs. So at the moment that's you have to think about that. I've got 4 common cards when I open packs, which are probably worth nothing, and I've got some items on sale for $51, which I may or may not be able to sell at that price. So I think one of the things that's interesting, and one of the things when we start thinking about how these economies actually work. So the guy on the Twitter thing said he's got 85,000, or he's got a whole bunch of potential value at the floor price is 81 or 80, whatever it is, $80,000. I think it is foolish to imagine you can sell at that price, particularly if you're a big trader, and we have what's called kind of slippage and liquidity, and just because you have something to sell doesn't mean someone's going to buy. And one way of being able to sell stuff is to obviously drop the price on it. So you may have to drop the price a lot in order to get people to buy stuff. And if people know a big trader is selling out their collection, then obviously that lowers the price on everything because people lose confidence. So it's not as simple to say, I've got $51 of stuff on sale and I can sell it for $51. Maybe these ones will become more valuable. Well, actually, it wouldn't happen because I've set these for a price. So the best I can do is $51. If they don't sell, like one of them is on a ridiculous, is definitely not going to sell at the price I've set it on. So I'm probably going to, this is all an overestimate. That's what I'm desperately trying to say. So we can see here. Getting to some sort of conclusion. So my total here is the set value I've got. And then I've got unopened packs, which I've put at $9. I've got nominally I've put the common cards at $1 each, but I've times that and then I've got 51 here. So I've assumed actually my common cards, I've got 4 of those. I'm imagining I can sell one of those for $1. My unopened pack for $9 is probably a bit over the top. But what I've done up here is how much have I spent? So I've spent $249 in the game. So I've got my total resale value normally at 200. That's probably too much. Let's take that down to let's assume that is only going to be 9. Let's be optimistic. I can sell it for 2/3. Just put it down to 6. So my total now is 196. But actually here I've put in another factor. So I've assumed my resale value is actually 90%. So I probably need to go through and rethink this because if you're going to drop $1 on each of these, then you would just take $1. There's 9 in a set, so however many cards are in a set, you just take $1 off. So maybe that's a bit better way of doing it than this somewhat nominal 90%. But that's what I've got there, and then I've got $81 in my Dapper balance, so that's like an in-game wallet. So we can see here with a bit of fudge factor, actually I'm probably up $9, so probably 4%. So as an investment, it's not great. I've not lost any money, so it's not too bad. Obviously, I'm not doing this as an investment. I'm doing it to see how the thing works. So that's not too bad. But at the moment, I think sometimes people look at these tweets and go, "Wow, this guy's made a ton of money," and I'm sure he's made a ton of money, or potentially has the potential to make a ton of money because we hope these things go up in value over the next year or so. But often you have to spend a lot of money to get the random drops, to get the LeBron James drops that are actually going to make you the money. So just a kind of a word of caution for most of us, don't be doing it for the money because you probably won't make any. The other thing to point out is that at the moment, at least, you can't get money out of Dapper Lab, out of the Dapper Lab wallet. So you can do bank transfers if you're in the US, but it costs you $25. We are going to get the option to cash out to crypto. I think using the Flow token that underpins the Flow blockchain. So I guess you would convert, you could convert your dollars to crypto and then kind of take it out and then do it that way. But there's always going to be friction in the system. So particularly if you're playing with fairly small amounts of money like I am, basically the idea is don't lose don't lose any money. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose, and at best don't lose any. So anyway. That sort of stuff is interesting, a bit rambly, I know, but I think it's good to look at these systems and how they work, and 2 point out that it's not the there's lots of fool's gold out there, and actually have an interest in what you're doing rather than just being in it for the money. Okay, that's enough for today. Thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World. Probably going much too deep into things that people apart from me don't care about. But anyway, that's what I do. If you like it, please subscribe. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.